Hi, Stitchy friends. I'm Laura, one half of the Pattern Queens. Today is Sunday, January 5th, 2020, and Keisha is out of town, so I thought I would try my hand at a Stitch With Me video. And what I'm working on today is Tribal Hippo from White Willow Stitching. I just love this little guy. He's so cute. And I chose this really pretty piece of fabric from Picture This Plus, and I'm using Weeks Dye Works Deep Sea Floss for all of my stitching. So I did it kind of backwards from what they did. I'm using a more of a solid floss and a variegated fabric. This is my first Stitch With Me, so you guys all have to bear with me. I stitch in hand, so I start off, if I'm doing a little bit bigger piece, I start off by rolling in, and then I use one of these quilting clips, and I just clip in there, and it'll hold that, and it lets me get as far as I need. Eventually I'll have to move it, but this way I can work without having to really hold on to it. You may hear me pause every once in a while because I have to count how many groups of stitches I have to do. Okay, remember that I have to do 11 sets of 2 from here up. Since this is my first time doing this, I thought maybe I would go back and do the really, really old Know Your Needleworker tag. I think most of you know me and have heard my stories, but just in case, it kind of gives me something to talk about while I'm working on my stitching and trying to concentrate. And it will, maybe you'll learn a little something extra about me. So the first one says, where do you live? Well, I live in Gladstone, Missouri, which is a suburb of Kansas City. And I am married. I've been married for 33 years. It'll be 34 years in April. And my husband, Jeff, and I have 2 children. We have Katie, who is 30, and Brendan, who is 20. So not really children anymore, but there are adult children. It asks, what do I do for a living? I work as a paraprofessional in the English language learners department. I could not get that out. So I get to work with kids who speak another language at home or hear another language regularly at home to make sure that they fully understand all instruction in English. I really love that. I've been doing that this is my 4th year. And before that, I worked with special ed kids at the middle school level. I'm at the elementary school level now. The next one says, do you have any children? Well, I just told you that. So, and you may have even heard Katie just clear her throat a minute ago. The next one is, do you have any pets? Well, this one is, yes, we do. Until 2 weeks ago, we had 4 cats in our house. But on the first official day of my winter break, we took one of our kitties to the vet because she was having a hard time breathing. And we ended up having to make the decision to let her go. So it was a very somber situation around here. And Katie thinks that she was a munchkin kitty because she was so short. Her little legs were only about this long. And she was kind of the ruler of the roost. And she kept the cats in line and us too. Told us just how she liked things. So we miss her a lot. That was Beamer. Then Katie's other cat is Bella, who is this really sweet, great big black fuzzy cat. And sometimes we call her Toothless because she looks like the dragon in How to Train Your Dragon. She's all black and then those green eyes. Pretty, pretty. Then our third cat from the same litter is Tiger. He's a great big tabby striped cat. He's kind of a big chicken. He's about 15 pounds and yes, all chicken, but he loves to play. And those three cats are about 8.5. So they're getting up there a little bit. And then the other cat we have is my cat, and it's Poppy. Poppy is a Siamese cat, and she has that Siamese temperament and yowl and playfulness and everything else. She loves to play with Tiger, who's really the only cat big enough to play with her. And she will wait until he is coming by. She will plant herself on the footstool we have in here, and she will wait until he's walking by and then reach out and smack him on the butt. And he'll run by, and then he'll turn around and come back and chase her. And they are pretty funny because when she decides that she's done, then she turns and just kind of tells him off. And that's the end of it. I can't have her out while I'm doing these Stitch With Me videos because she would be in my lap and you probably wouldn't be able to see the stitching. I don't know, maybe I'll try it next time. But the next question is, what are your other hobbies besides stitching? Well, Katie and I run Love You More Studio, which makes book sleeves and other bookish merchandise. And we are working on doing more and more cross-stitch available merchandise. If you watch Michelle Bendy, she shows our sleeves almost every week. She keeps a lot of her projects in our sleeves. And let's see, I have one right here by me. This one is a newer sleeve that's called Prickly Please. And it just has all these pretty cactus on it. I'm up too close for you to see the whole thing at once, but you get the idea. And inside we put this really pretty batik with a glittery wash on it. I don't know how much glitter you're getting in that, but that's what that looks like. And we're Love You More Studios at loveyoumorestudios.com. And we have some new fun things coming up in the new year. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, that's 11. We are hosting a retreat in April called the Show Me Retreat. And that will be in Blue Springs, Missouri, which is close to the only real LNS that we have left in the area. And Kathy is really great at working with us and helping make our retreats special. So we like to be out there if we can be. It will be at the Courtyard Marriott, which is a lovely facility. And we do still have a few openings. If you're interested, you can go on the Love You More website, and there's a tab that tells all about the retreat and what you would need to do to get signed up. We also, once you are signed up, we have a Facebook group, and we are hopefully having some fun challenges and things to keep people interested in stitching leading up to it and learning a little more about the people who are coming to the retreat. And then our big news recently was that we are also in July hosting our year 1 Frogwarts Retreat. That will be at the same location out in Blue Springs at the Courtyard Marriott. And we're really excited because Katie especially, but Katie and I both are Harry Potter geeks and enjoy all of the fun with the magic and everything that's going on in that series. So we are putting on a year one retreat. We're hoping that it will work out well enough that we will do all of the years. So there will be a retreat every year for this. Um, we're also offering, and there's information about that on our website as well. We also have a Facebook page for each of those events. And we are, oh, here come my boys, so I hope they're going to be quiet when they come in. We also know that not everybody can make it to a retreat. So we are offering Retreat in a Box, where you will be able to get the swag that we have for the retreats, at least a selection of the swag that we have for the retreats. And you can have it delivered right to your house and sit and stitch, and then you'll just be part of the group. So I hope that you guys get out and get to some events with stitchers around you, or you make your way to a retreat and enjoy some stitching time, because stitching with other people is just the best. The next question is, what is your favorite movie? This is always kind of a hard one for me. My favorite book, which is one of the questions, is Jane Eyre. And we have seen like every version of Jane Eyre there is to see, Katie and I. We also really enjoy the Jane Austen books, and we've seen the movies that go with those. But there are different things, I think, seasonally that I really, really like. I always enjoy the movie Love Actually. To see Hugh Grant dancing around is just hysterical to me, and poor Colin Firth just bumbling through trying to make a connection with Aurelia is really sweet. So the next one, oh, what is your favorite TV show? My favorite TV show ever is Gilmore Girls. And we have watched that series. I watched it from the very beginning. What I really loved about it is that it talked about so many issues that I never had to have a conversation with Katie. I could always just say, well, look at how Rory handled that, or look at Lorelai and Rory doing that. Just absolutely love this series. And we, of course, bought it on DVD and watched it over and over and over. And now we watch it online through a streaming service. But it's one that we just go back to over and over because we like it so much. And then wants to know, what is your favorite music? I'm really eclectic. I took voice lessons when I was younger, and so I sang a lot of different things, and show music has always been a favorite of mine because I love musicals. And I also played string bass in orchestra all through school. So I really, really love the all of the classical music, and I also played string bass in bands, so I got to play even a little different type of music. I always say there was one year that our director decided we would do a whole concert of nothing but circus music, which was really fun, except the bass part is always traveling really, really fast. And it was a fun thing to try and learn and get up to speed and get the fingering and the bowing under control. But it's a memory that I still have to this day. What I listen to a lot of country music. I like newer country music. It reminds me more of pop from when I was younger. I also um, I like to listen to music that inspires me. That's the thing. Um, there are some really cool Christian music stations out there and songs, and but again, I think, I love music from almost every genre. I'm very eclectic in pretty much everything I do. Then the last one on this first tag is one word that describes you. I always think quirky is a good word. And if I get two words, my second word is eclectic, which kind of goes with quirky because I know what I like, and I definitely hang on to what I like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so there's 1, 2. Okay. I have been thinking a lot lately about what my plans will be for 2020 for my stitching. Do you guys do that? Do you make plans? Do you set goals? I I don't I don't really call them stitching resolutions because really what I want is just to make good progress on things. When I was running around the house this morning trying to figure out what in the world I was going to work on while I filmed this Stitch With Me video, it was really fun because I have a whole bag that has all of my whips. Well, not all of my whips, but a chunk of my whips in it. And when I flipped through, I found this and I thought, oh, this will be perfect. I don't have to worry about multiple colors. I can just work on this one and still be able to talk while I'm doing it. But in 2020, I'm trying not to start so many projects. I have started, now I say that and then I'm going to tell you this. I started 3 things on New Year's Day, but they are all long-term projects. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. The first one I started was Blackberry House by Plum Street Samplers. And it's beautiful. And I've had it in my stash for a while, and I've been waiting. And I think this year projects that I chose are things that maybe have been in my stash for a little bit and that I really just want to see some progress on and maybe even get some finishes going with things. So that one will be a long-term project this year. I am doing it on a beautiful piece of Picture This Plus fabric, and it'll look a little different than what her cover design does. Give me just a minute here. Sorry, I really need to focus when I count on that. Maybe as I do these more, I will get better and be able to work through that without having to pause so long. The second project that I started is the Flower a Day sampler from Carolyn Manning Designs. And if you haven't seen that one, go look at it because not only has she done it in the original colors, which is, she has it on yellow and it's kind of a rainbow of different threads, but she's also designed it in, like, there's a purple one, there's a blue one, a green one, a red one, a yellow one. You just need to go look and see what's there. She has beautiful designs. Mine is the original one, but I am doing it on a pale green linen, and I am stitching it 1/1. I know I'm crazy, but I keep admiring The one over one that my friend Julie does, and she does beautiful, beautiful work and really enjoys her one over one. And I always think they're beautiful. So I thought if I would do this, and I'm only committing myself to doing a little bit every day, and I can do that. And then I'll hopefully by the end of the year, I will be much more confident in my stitching over one abilities. I've done quite a bit of it here and there when I need to, but I just would like to be more comfortable with it. So that is my second one that I started. And then the third one that I have is from Jardin Privé, and it is the Simpler au Bouquet. I'm sure I just totally butchered that. And it's a gorgeous piece. I am doing all three of them together. And my friends Doug and Vicky from IX Stitch dyed fabric and sent to me. Doug is the dyer, but you can't mention Doug without Vicky, right? So Doug dyed some fabric and named it Sunny Lara, and it's a really beautiful yellow. I had sent them the color list, and so they took a look at that and they chose. I told them I would let them choose the color for me since they were being so kind to send me fabric. And it is gorgeous and I love it. I've only gotten to stitch on it that one day, so I'd like to get back to it pretty quickly and get some more progress. But the reason that I haven't stitched on those projects again is that I am a model stitcher for Bendy Stitchy Designs. And I have a project right now for her. And I need to get it done so that she can get it prepped and get it ready to be printed for you guys. And I really enjoy stitching for her. This time she sent me the most beautiful piece of fabric, and it was an even weave, and my friends have teased me and told me that's why I found a problem with it. No, it isn't. It's because it was too dark. When I started stitching, the threads all looked beautiful on it, but when I started stitching with just two threads on it, it just was too dark and you weren't seeing the stitching at all, and it really needed to show. So I was at Panera with my friends and I actually had a couple of pieces of fabric, so we quickly messaged Michelle, and she liked one of the ones that I had with me, and I switched and was able to do a couple of letters on that and got a picture sent over to her, and that new one is working, and it's working just fine. Have you used a threader before? This is pretty much what I use. I'm not a floss slicker. There's a question for you. But I have this that Flying Frog Stitchery made. And this is what she gave us for our needle minder exchange. So it can be used as a needle minder, but it has the threader, the Lorraine threader on the back. And I love that thing. So I keep that with me all the time. You guys saw me just pull this right off, right? Okay. 1, 2. I'm double checking where I am here. One more. This is my second model for Michelle that I'm working on, and hopefully I'll be doing many more for her because I really like working on them and seeing them ahead of time, but also I like being in the know. It's fun to see what's coming out before everybody else gets to see it. Okay, so my boys came home, and that's the signal that playoff weekend football has started, and I'm sure my husband is ready to come in and sit down and watch football with me. So it's been about 25 minutes here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I'll get it uploaded. I'm not sure when I'll make another one. I'll try and pick a day that works where I can do this. I like to do this when I don't have anybody in here with me, so I can just have the quiet time to work on it. But I made some pretty good progress on this in 25 minutes. It's amazing how just being distracted and stitching can get me focused. But I've gone through one length of one pair of, so 2 strands of one length of floss while I'm sitting here with you stitching. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead and post those, and the next time that I make a video, I will try to answer those for you. So I'll show you here in just a second how far I've gotten. We'll look at my happy little hippo. Maybe he'll be my Stitch With Me project. That would be a good way to get him done, because he's fun to work on, and definitely the one color is easier to do than trying to manage something else. And he's a nice size. He's not huge. So I feel like I can make good progress and not have to worry too much about it. This will be my last stitch. Let me slip that through. There, you get to see the back of my work. That's almost there, and I just slide mine under threads and go from there. So I'm going to clip this off. Ooh, I have one more beauty that I can show you guys before I sign off here. Let me show you my hippo. My husband's walking in, so you may hear him come in. So here is what the hippo looks like now. I did from about here up, and then started this extra little line here. So I made okay progress in my half hour. What I wanted to show you is that a few weeks ago, the Jeweled Antler had a sale, and I have my little ends all twisted up. I don't know that I can get them free right now, but I bought this beautiful, beautiful fob. That's at least a little better. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. So it's the Jeweled Antler. You should find her on Etsy and buy some fobs and things from her. She does really, really gorgeous work. I'm going to try and get this from the top. There it is. Here's the bottom. Oh, my little heart down here. The gold on the back and purple. You all know my favorite color. Well, maybe you don't. My favorite color is purple, but I love it with all of these soft aquas, and these little wood beads are so sweet. So that is going to be it for today. I'm going to say thank you for joining me, and I hope you come back the next time. Bye-bye.